Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's market review. My name is Joshua, aka Josh FX. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time this year. So I'm going to be wishing us compliment of the season. Yes, it's December, and we all know, yes, it's getting close to our festive period. So to all the December born also that have let's say the ones that have had their birthday, so happy belated birthday. And to the ones that are yet to have their birthday this month, happy birthday in advance and compliments of the season. This season will be a blessed one for each and every one of us. Amen. All right. It's another wonderful Friday, and it's me again. I'm here to look at the market. We're going to be looking at this market together. But first thing first, let's look at everyone who is online. Let's acknowledge us. Okay. This morning, all right, I'm able to see Mr. Ade Okowori. Good morning. Akpo Favor, good morning. Alebode said good morning. Alfonso Sikediashi, good morning. Chidike J Madu, good morning. Ekpemski, good morning. Elias Yusuf, good morning. Oluwakemi Omonjayogbe, good morning. Patience Makangeline, good morning. Can see James Apo Muge, good morning. Saliu Tony, then good morning to you. I can see Uchechukwu Nweke. Yes, good morning to you too. If you're just joining, good morning. For those that have joined, good morning to everybody. I acknowledge each and every one of us. All right, so a quick one so I can know that everybody is able to hear me loud and clear from their own end. Please come to the chat section and drop a chat for me saying loud and clear. So I'll know you're with me. You can hear me clearly from wherever it is you are around the world. Okay? Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah. I can see response already. Yes. Chidike Madu, you're saying loud and clear. Thank you. Ilyas Yusuf, you said loud and clear. I just need one more. Just one more. Yeah. Thank you very much. Patience, Mark Angeline, loud and clear. Interesting. I love that. I love that. Thank you very much for the quick response. So it shows that everybody is able to hear me from their own end. If you're unable to hear me from your end, it means the issue or the network and glitching is not from my end, it's from your end. All right. So I'll kindly advise you switch off your device and you on it again. That should reset your network and you should be able to hear me clearly. And if you're unable to hear me clearly, even with that, I'll kindly advise once you do that, change your location because sometimes we could have issues around where we are standing. Maybe the network is actually not good in that area. Okay. So with that being said, yes, we're going to be looking at the market right away. Before I move on, yes, we've been having issues. Different set of clients are saying they are still unable to trade on their own because they are yet to understand how to trade, how to place a buy and the likes. While that is being done, while you're receiving your training, there's still other opportunities you can click onto, which is what the copy trade system that Rally Trade has now. I'll kindly advise you try and join. Now, you want to do the copy trade system, have at least up to have a million naira, or better still, you can even communicate to your account manager. They will give you full details of how it is. You're going to be seeing different providers there. And with that, you'll be able to select whoever you want to follow, and the terms and conditions, everything you're going to see it there. So I'll kindly advise you come get with your account manager so that he or she will assist you on that. Okay, with that being said, let's move now straight into the market. We're going to be looking at the fundamental aspect of this market first, after which we'll dive into the technical part of the market. Okay. Isa Sadiq, you're saying good morning. I'm also saying good morning to you. You're saying you speak. Yeah, you're listening to me from Ilorin. Wow, that's nice, interesting. Thank you very much for listening. All right. So, yes, uh, I'm going to go straight into fundamentals this morning. We'll look at what is on ground. Then from there, we'll take it to the next page, which is technicals. And after which we'll call it a day. And hopefully, we're going to be making some sweet profits for ourselves. All right. So let me share my screen now. Let's move. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. And I want to believe you're able to see my screen from your end. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So yes, first thing first, Forex Factory. On Forex Factory, we've had a lot of news coming in the last few days. Yes, yesterday we had unemployment change, unemployment rate on AUD, the Switzerland monetary policy also coming out, and we also have Governor Bailey speaking. He spoke twice, 10 a.m., 10:52 a.m., and also 11 a.m. He spoke. Then by 2:30 p.m. we had the unemployment claim that came out, also came out negative for the USD. Before then, day before yesterday, we all had the FOMC coming out, and yes, from the wholesale, right from time, from all what we've been seeing, always seen it that Trump has actually wanted Jerome Powell to reduce interest rate, and that has been what has been happening now. And okay, if you look at our details, you discover that okay, let's look at it together. Formerly, it was from September, or in fact, July, it was 4.50, then reduced it by 0.25% in September. By October, the same thing happened. Now, this November, yeah, we didn't have that report. We didn't have any report on that because we had the shutdown. There was a shutdown, the US government shutdown, so we didn't receive any report on that. But this month, it came again, and based on the whole information that we've been receiving from time, you know, government, Trump himself has wanted interest rate to be cut, you understand, to be reduced. So it was reduced by 0.25 percent again, you understand, and that also affected the market. It moved the market in its own way. But let's just come to today's own. So by 2:15 a.m. this morning, we had President Trump speaking. You understand? He spoke this morning by 2:15 a.m. this morning, and some of what he spoke is what we are seeing on the chart on the screen here on page, saying that Trump says U.S. will soon begin paying off national debt using tariff revenues. You understand? And this is, well, based on what he's saying, it's more or less like a positive statement for them. And if going by that, there should be a reaction on the market, and you see that the market should either go up, yeah, because based on that news, it's sounding more positive for USD. So it should give USD strength around that time. Then by 8 a.m. this morning, we had the GDP month to month, and it came out negative for them, minus 0.1%. It came out negative on GBP. That alone is a negative move on that currency. So that's all for today. That's all the news we have for today. You understand? Based on fundamentals, we don't have any other one. Until next week, when we'll be having important news like the card CPI coming out and the USD Empire State Manufacturing Index. And everything will be coming out on Monday, 15th by 2:30 p.m. Yes, that's when we'll be receiving that news. But with that being said, let's look at the currency strength meter and see what currency is saying. Okay, so you can see it. Currency strength meter, we're on it. And based on what we're seeing on currency strength meters of this morning, ooh, nice. It's showing that the strongest of all instruments as of this morning is the CHF, that's the Switzerland franc, followed by GBP, and it's showing that it's gaining strength, even though it just received a data now saying it's negative for them, but it's showing that GBP is gaining strength. Euros is losing strength based on what we're seeing, and that's why you're seeing the red arrow on it. The strongest is even NZD. Look at it. NZD is the strongest. AUD is losing strength. USD is there. Then the weakest of them all is JPY as of this morning. So once you want to use this, just refresh it. And look at it. I've refreshed it now. It's showing us a new information. CHF is the strongest as of now, and it's still showing that it's gaining more strength, followed by NZD. GBP and USD, they are gaining strength. CAD is also gaining strength. AUD is losing. JPY is the weakest of them all. Let's look at this other currency strength meter and see. This automatically refreshes itself every 10 seconds, showing us how strong all the currencies are. And based on what we are seeing on 1 hour now, interestingly, this particular currency strength meter shows us the strength of each currency based on time frame. This is on 5 minutes. You see USD is showing us strength. 15 minutes, it's GBP that is the strongest. On 30 minutes, JPY is the strongest. On 1 hour, JPY followed by USD. On 4 hours, we're seeing JPY. On daily time frame is CHF. You understand? And we can see that USD is even the weakest. Weekly time frame, USD it is. A monthly is JPY. Whoa. that's the way it is anyway, based on what we are seeing on this particular currency strength meter that refreshes itself every 10 seconds. Okay, with that being said, I think now is best we move to the technical part of this market. We'll look at what is happening and try to emphasize where the market price should most likely move towards. Okay, all right, so let's look at that with us. All right, come in there. All right, so first thing first, Euro USD. I'm on Euro USD now. Based on what we're seeing on Euro USD, the daily time frame, we'll discover that price of this instrument has gone up. Yes, it has gone up because dollars have actually been weak for a while. Dollars has been weak in a while now, and that's why you're seeing price has been moving up. Let me zoom out so we can see. This is on my daily time frame. On my daily time frame, look at what it has done. So price has actually gone up. It's been, in fact, let's say since September 2024, since last year, after it got to this point, it started reversing back till it got up to where it is now. And based on the daily time frame, this has just been the whole deal. This point is the first, while the around we have a zone here, then we also have another zone around this point. But currently, let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. Based on what we are seeing, this is our zone. This is our support zone, while this is what our resistance zone. Yes, this is our resistance zone here. And price has been unable to even break above that point. Okay, so price has had issues around that point consistently below here. This price here has dragged it here, and now it has reversed back up and it has gotten to this point. But as it is, as of this morning, based on what we are seeing, we'll discover that price has created a new zone around this point. So it's in two ways. Based on what we are seeing as of this morning, is showing that dollars is gaining strength, and that's why we're seeing on candle zero. You discover that on candle zero is showing us this bearish candle, although we don't know how it's going to end. But let's look at it in two ways. It's like this. Once it's able to break below this point, we could have price selling. You understand? If it's able to break below this point, based on what we saw on currency strength meter, but it could get to this point and reverse back up. And if it's reversing back up and is able to break above this point successfully, then we could have price reversing back to the upside. You understand? So this is, I'll just say these 2 points that has been marked out is our area of risks. Either it breaks below this point or it reverses back, it respects this one and reverses back to the upside. But based on what we are saying and what we saw in the currency strength meter, it showed that USD is gaining strength. You understand? USD is gaining strength. All right. So let's just leave it at that point. Let's move to the next instrument and see what is happening over there. All right. So we're done with Euro USD. We're emphasizing these are the 2 points. Either it breaks below this point or it reverses back to the upside. Okay, so the next instrument is AUD USD. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so based on what we're seeing on daily time frame here, based on what we're seeing on daily time frame here, this is it. You can see that all right, so price got to this particular section. Now let's look at it. Successfully, you discover that yes, price got here and respected this point. Look at it from the last time price got here. It came down. Now, in that same position again, got close to it, and it's unable to break that point. So this is a strong zone for price. This point is a zone for price. It's a strong zone for price. If price is able to break above this point, then we could have price pushing to the upside, or it respects it and starts reversing back. And that's what we've seen. Price has reversed back. It did that with this particular candle, but you see the strength of the buyers in the market pushed it back. And that's why you're having a long wick, a long shadow. You can see it there. Now, based on what we are seeing on candle zero now, it's beginning to give us something like an inverted hammer, but we are not sure it's going to close like it's going to close in that pattern or structure. It might not close as an inverted hammer. You understand? Because that candle is still running. We don't know how it's going to end. But based on what we're seeing now, it's still showing bearish. So we have to wait and see where this particular candle is going to close. But the whole deal is just between these 2 points. If it's able to push it down and it breaks below this particular section, we could have price reversing back. And based on what we saw here, the last time it got here, price came down. This is on daily time frame, you understand? So price could actually respect that point, then reverse back. But let's look at it on 1 hour time frame now. Okay, so on my 1 hour time frame, based on what we are seeing here, this is the zone, and we can see that price has actually respected this point. This is your support zone. So based on what we're seeing now, it's just between these points. Make it tight a little, and this point. Yes. So this is where the whole deal is. Now, if price is able to break below this part, we could have price moving down continuously. But we can see that price is also struggling there. This point, this particular section we are seeing, we could see that price is reacting there because for a while now, price have had issues around this point. So one of the two will happen. Either it breaks below it, and if it breaks below it, we could have price coming down to this point to test this particular zone. So let's hold on and see. Once it's able to break below this part successfully, then we know what to do. You understand? But if he respects this point and doesn't go below that point, then we could have price reversing back to the upside. One of the two will happen anyway. So that's that on AUD USD. That's that on AUD USD. Okay, let's look at the next instrument. We're going to be looking at GBP. Okay, let's look at USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY. Okay, so Nathaniel, you're requesting to have the link for the currency strength meter. Okay, so I'll drop it on the page so everybody is able to see it. So whoever needs it can go there to get it. You understand? I'm coming. Let me just go back there. I'll get the link for us now. I'm going to be dropping it for everybody. Okay, so just give me some minutes, seconds. With us. All right. Okay. Stay with us, please. All right. All right. So I've dropped it on the chat for us, so everybody should be able to get it now. Coming. Why is it not okay? Right. Okay. All right, so I've dropped it there, so everyone should be able to see that particular one. I've sent it to us, you get it there. All right, so let's move to the next instrument. Let's look at USD JPY. Let's look at what USD JPY is doing this morning. USD JPY. Okay, I'm with us. USD JPY. Let's look at what USD JPY is saying. Okay, so this is on 4 hours time frame. Let's look at it from the daily time frame. So for a while now, we discovered that JPY, USD JPY has gone up, then it did a pullback. Now also you can see that. Okay, so basically, based on my own bias, I just feel because they are having a female as the first prime minister ever. That has been one of the reasons. So the whole fact that JPY has been weak is been more of politically moved, not really about the economy. I just feel yes, some set of people might not like it, and those people are strong investors that are pulling the market the other way. But let's look at it technically based on what we are seeing. Based on what we are seeing, price has moved up based on this trend that we are seeing on the daily time frame. We've seen it moving up based on the trend, and it broke it around this point. Now, price is also around back, coming back to around our same trend, but we don't know maybe it's going to break above it or not. But let's look at it based on our 1 hour time frame. We discover that there's a zone here. There's a zone around this point. In fact, based on what we're saying, there's a zone around this point. Price has had issues around this point. It came down to this particular point here. You understand? So price is having issues around this point. And there's also a minor zone here that we're unable to see here now for now. But there's a minor zone around this point. So it's just between these 2 points. If price is able to break out of these 2 points now successfully, this is 1 point. Price is able to break out of it, either to the upside or the downside, then we know where the price will go. So if price should go down and break below this point, then it means JPY is gaining strength and it might continue moving in that line. But if that is not the case and it reverses up and is able to break above this point, we could see price pushing up. And that means USD is what? Is now gaining strength. Okay. So that's that for USD JPY. Let's look at GBP USD. All right. So I'm on GBP USD now. GBP USD. This is on my daily time frame. And based on what we've seen in a long time now, we've discovered that price has actually moved up on USD JPY. But let's look at it on other time frames. Let's see. And based on, if we're looking at it even on this, we discover that price from this point came down. Okay, let's see. Based on this, come in, come in. All right. So price came down to this point, as low as this point, and we can see this is our support zone. This is on daily time frame, came down to this point, but now has broken above it. There is a zone around this point, and price is respecting that point. This is on daily time frame. Based on what we're saying here, there's a zone around here. Yes. So it's one of the two. Based on what we're saying, either it breaks above this point or reverses back. This is on daily time frame, but let's look at it on 1 hour. Let's see. Based on what we're seeing on 1 hour, this is the highest point has gone to, and these are the zones. So this is one. Okay. All right. Sorry. So this is one, and this is the second point we are seeing here. But now within these two zones, we have the internal support and resistance. Yes. Based on what we are saying, this is the resistance, this is the support. Now, within these 2 points, there are still some other zones. Now, it has reversed from this point to this point, and there's a minor zone around this point. And we can see that when price came down, it came close to this point. Now, you can see this long wick on this candle zero, although this candle zero is yet to close, but it's showing us that the buyers are reacting to it. So it's one of the two. Either it goes down, break below this point, and moves, or it continues moving sideways, because based on what we are seeing as of this morning on 1 hour time frame, GBP USD is moving sideways. It's not giving us a definite movement. It's moving sideways. And we know that when the market begins to range, what's that saying? If the market is ranging, it means it's trying to correct itself. After which it picks what? A direction. So one of the things we need to do is to wait. One of the things we need to do is to wait for it to pick a direction. Then we follow. So that's that on GBP USD. Let's look at USD card. USD card. USD card. Okay. All right. On USD card now. I'm on USD card now. USD card. So based on what we're seeing on USD card, um, you will discover that price has actually gone down on USD card. Let's look at it on daily time frame. Look at it from the daily time frame. Can you see? Price has dropped. And based on what it's still showing that price is going down. But there's a zone here. There's a zone here. Now, this is this zone here. There's a zone here. Yes. Let's not forget about that. So if price should come to this point, we could have price being rejected around this point. Yes, this is on daily time frame. Price is coming down to this point. You understand? Based on what we are seeing, that's what it's showing us. But it can be in another line because we still have other zones around this point too. Okay, so but let's look at it on the lower time frame and see what price is going to do. So based on what we are seeing now, these points, price could break below this particular section. So we need to wait for it here. If price is able to break above this particular section here, this particular side that we are seeing here now, then we could have price pushing down. But it could respect it around this point, and if price respects it, it could start reversing back. But based on what we are seeing as of this morning, it showed that dollars is gaining strength, right? But currently now on USD card, we can also see what is happening. It could be that dollars is already losing strength again. Or CAD itself is gaining strength more. And if CAD is gaining strength too, that could also determine where price will move. So if it breaks below this point successfully, we could have price pushing down on USD CAD, but nobody knows what it's going to do. And it could reverse back around this same point, you understand, based on the zone we are seeing. One of the two is going to happen, okay? Let's watch out and see what is going to happen there. Oh, sorry for that glitch in network, but I'm back now. Sorry for that. Okay, so let's move on from there. Let's look at USD CHF. Let's look at USD CHF. Okay, so based on what we're seeing on USD CHF2 on the daily time frame, look at the way it's been. Let me zoom out so we can see it clearly. We discovered that price has actually moved between 2 points on this daily time frame in a while now. It's been more of just this point and this other point here. It's been moving around these 2 points in a while now. Just within these 2 points, it's been doing this. Now it has gotten to this particular section, and based on what we're seeing now, we're seeing like it's more or less like price is being rejected around this point because this point is a support zone, you understand? But yes, we don't know how it's going to close at the end of the day. Either it breaks below this point or it reverses back to the upside. But one of the two will happen. So let's look at it from the lower time frame. We discover that price has respected the zone and it's pushing back, but we can also see that it's not giving us a definite direction here. Can you see? Giving us an inverted hammer that is bullish here a little. Let me zoom it in so we can see it clearly. And now it's all candle 09 showing that bearish candle. We don't know what it's doing. It's just moving sideways as of this morning. So our advice, we do what? We wait. Wait for it to pick a direction. Then we what? Then we follow. All right, so let's look at NZD USD. NZD USD. Okay, so on NZD USD now, daily time frame, we discover that price has moved up in a while now. See, okay, so it has gone as high as this close, getting close to this particular zone, getting close to this particular zone here. So are we expecting it to go up or come down? One of the two will happen. Either it breaks above this point or it respects this point. So let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. Based on what we're seeing on 1 hour time frame now, it's just between these 2 points. I'm going to be taking it from, I'm not taking it from the week now. Let's pick it from these 2 points. Now, interestingly, around this point, you can see that this point used to be a resistance, but it broke it here and it became a support. So the next time he came to test it, he gave us a what? A hammer. And the next thing was what? It went up. Now, the same thing we are also saying now, but around this point now, it's creating a new zone. So it's just more of these parts. This is it here. Price could do one of the two. Either it breaks below this part, then continues down and breaks below this zone and continues, or it reverses back to the upside. It reverses back to the upside and breaks above this point. And if it breaks above this point successfully, we could have price moving up. Yes, we could have price moving up. So one of the two is will happen. So let's just wait and see what is going to happen. Done with currencies now. Let's move to commodities and see what is happening on the commodity market. First thing first, let's look at oil. So yes, the last time I spoke on oil, I remember I was discussing about the trend, how price has gone down in a while. And we can see that based on the trend that was drawn, I think I did this last week, Friday. Yes, if I'm not wrong. And we can see that price got to that particular trend and expected the trend coming down. This is it. Can you see? Yeah, so as a Friday, where last week when I was talking about it, this was the candle here. This was the candle. That was last week. You understand? Now, so let's look at it. Now, today is another Friday now. So if you look at it based on daily time frame, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today being Friday. Now, you see, from that point, that trend, it expected it and it came down. price came down to this point. So let's look at it on 1 hour. Are we still expecting price to push down? Yeah, price could also push down because around this point now, there's a zone here and we can see that price is having issues there now to either go further or not. So it's one of the two. Either it continues bearish or it reverses back up. So based on what we are seeing now, with the trend that we are seeing here now, based on what we are seeing, with the trend we are seeing, we could say based on the trend, price is going to fall down. But yes, even if price is going to fall, we could also expect it to do what? To pull back to the upside again. One of the two will happen. So let's wait and see what is going to be. You understand? That's that on oil. Let's look at silver next. Let's see what is happening on silver. Oh, so silver is also pushing up now. Based on what we are saying, silver is pushing up. Okay, coming. Let me just okay. All right. So based on the trend we're seeing here, we discovered that silver has gone up. In fact, let me see. Based on what we're seeing from the last information, it has gotten to a new high again. Silver has gone to a new high. Yeah, it has gotten to a new high. Based on what we are seeing, silver has gone to a new high. So this is on daily time frame. Yes. So the highest it ever got to is this point now. Yes, this is the highest it ever got to. So are we expecting it to go up? Yes. Let me now give us some little information about this thing and reasons why I feel it went up. You know, in the last few days, dollars has been weak. News came out on FOMC also, and the news also came out negative for them. You understand why? Because interest rate was what was reduced, and all those things. The unemployment claim also came out to reducing, showing that everything that has been coming out on the U.S. economy now, it's been negative for them. So that's been one major reason I feel it has propelled silver to go up because this instrument appeared with dollars in the global market. And when is the best time to buy? You buy when you discover that price is now low. You understand? So that's how I feel is the main reason why the price of silver has been what has been going up. Okay, because everything about it has been negative, showing that dollars has lost its strength. Okay. Okay, so that's on that. Let's move. The next instrument. So yeah, we could have price still pushing up on silver, maybe or not, but this is that zone here. Based on what we are seeing here now, this is the zone. So it's just these 2 points. And we can see that price is struggling around this point now currently. So either it pushes and breaks above this point or it reverses back. But one of the things I want us to know is this: whenever price is getting to a new high, there's every reason for us to just relax because price will surely want to reverse back. You understand? So let's just take our time and look at what price wants to do. Okay, so that's that on silver. Let's look at wheat. Let's go to wheat. Let's look at wheat too. Okay, I'm on wheat now. I'm on wheat now. Let's look at it on daily time frame. So we discovered that price of wheat has actually been dropping. Based on what we are saying, price of wheat is what is dropping. Now coming, if you look at the trend, we're looking at it from this high side. From this high side, we discover that yes, this has been the movement from that point. But from another side, we can see that yes, price came down to this point. So it's more or less like price wants to drop. Price wants to drop. But this has been the fixed zone. Based on what we're saying, this has been where the fixed zone is. So it's one of the two that will happen. This has been the fixed zone here. Okay, so based on what we are saying now, price has been dropping on wheat slowly, slowly, slowly. So price could also drop or reverse back up. You know, after this, there was a gap up. So now there's every possibility that price might want to come and fill back this point. And so this is our strong point here now. If price is able to break below this part, we could have price pushing down. But if that is not the case, it could push back to the upside. But looking at it on 1 hour time frame now, based on what we are saying, so that this closed here, gapped up to this point, came down. Yeah, there've been more of gapping, and the likes. And price might still not get back to that point, it could push up and break above. So let's look at it on this other point. There's also a zone around this point. So let's hold on and see. If price is able to break above this part successfully, then we could expect price to go bullish. You understand? But one of the two is going to happen. Nobody knows what it's going to do. Is it going to go up or is going to reverse back down? All right, we're done with this. Let's look at the indices, index market. Let's see what is happening in the index market. Let's start with US 30, then we'll go to US 100, US 500, US 2000. Then we look at DE 40. Let's see, US 30. Now, based on what we're seeing on US 30, currently US 30 has gone up. In fact, since yesterday, price really went up on US 30, went up. Can you see? Dropped to this point, to the support zone here. And since then, price pushed up to this point, got up to this particular high. In fact, that's a new high for US 30. And based on what we are seeing currently, it is ranging, it's moving sideways. So what are we to do? We wait for it to pick a direction. Once it picks the direction, whichever direction it picks, then we follow. Okay, so let's move to the next one, which is US 100. Okay, on US 100 now, let's look at it based on what we are seeing on daily time frame. Price has also pushed up on US 100 too, but it's not moving. Okay, so based on what we are seeing here now, it's more or less like, look at what it's doing. Okay, let's see. Okay, coming. See, price is almost giving us like a flag here. In fact, let's see. Coming. Okay, so based on what we are seeing now, it's more or less like a flag that we are seeing from this point up. So one of the two will happen. Either it breaks below or it goes above this point. But let's look at what it is. Let's hold on and see. It could break below or above. One of the two will happen based on this flag that we are seeing. This pattern we are seeing, although it's on 1 hour, it's just a small one. So that could mean that price is going to go. Yeah. So, so based on what we are seeing, price could either push up based on this pattern we are seeing, or it could reverse back down, but nobody really knows. Let's just hold on and see what price is going to do. Let's wait and see what it's going to do. But that's the pattern we are seeing. It's giving more or less like a flag pattern. Okay. As of this morning, this is on our 1 hour time frame. Okay, let's look at US 500 and see what it's doing too. Okay, so this is US 500. So based on what we are seeing on US 500 now, let's look at it on daily time frame. On daily time frame too, it has gone back up to that same point it got to before. You understand? It's almost there, but not yet there. It's almost there. And we can see that price is already trying to reject itself there. But let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. It's just between these 2 points. You understand? Almost the same thing like the US 100, but not giving us that full size pattern like that. So one of the two will either happen. Either it goes up and breaks above this point and continues that movement. You understand? Or gets rejected around this point. It's just between these 2 points now. So let's wait and see what price is going to do. These are the 2 points that we're seeing price. Now let's look at US 2000. US 2000 is giving us the same vibes as US 30. It's ranging. So let's hold on for price to pick a direction. Either it goes up or come down. One of the two will happen. It's ranging. So let's wait and see what price is going to do on this instrument. Once it picks a direction, ours is to what? Is to follow. The trend should be our friend, not our enemy. You understand? Don't ever trade against the trend. Trade with the trend. Whatever the trend says is doing, that is what you should what? You should follow. Yes. Okay, so that's that on US 2000. Let's look at DE 40. That's for the German stock. Oh, so the German stock too has also gone up. It's been pushing up, pushing up. Yes, it has gone up. In days now, it has really, really pushed up. Yes, and that's what we are saying here now. It has gotten to this zone. So based on what we are seeing on based on this zone now, is price going to get rejected or not? We can see that price is even struggling around that point. So this is on daily time frame. It's able to break above this part, then successfully, then we could expect price to push up. But if reverse is the case, price could come down. And that's what we're seeing, even on our 1 hour time frame. That's why you're seeing price is struggling around this point. One of the two will happen. Either it breaks above this point or it gets rejected. Okay, so that's that for that. All right. We have some other instrument we are yet to look at. Let's look at Euro JPY. We look at AUD JPY. Let's see that too. Let's see that too. Euro JPY. Looking at Euro JPY, Euro JPY has also been pushing up based on what we're seeing. You saw that for a while it did this, and after that it pushed up. Now it has gotten to this point, it's reversing back down. It's because there's a zone, and we can also see that there's a zone around this point. So if price is going to drop before it drops at this section, around this section, it must break below this part successfully. It should break below this part successfully. If it's able to break below this part successfully, then we could have that bearish move. But if the reverse is the case, it might not move. You understand? So one of the two, let's wait and see what price is going to do. Okay, anybody said you want us to look at Euro CHF? Let's see what is happening on Euro CHF. Amateurs, let's see what is happening on Euro CHF. All right, so we are on Euro CHF now. Euro CHF. So based on what we are seeing on Euro CHF, let's look at it on daily time frame. Let's zoom out and see. You discover that it's been more of a bearish move on Euro CHF. Looking at it, based on what we are seeing, let me look at it right from time. It's been more of a bearish move on Euro CHF. Can we see it? More of a bearish move, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. That's what we are seeing here now. Okay, so let's now zoom in and see. What are we expecting? What are we expecting on this? Are we expecting a continuation in that move or not? Okay, so price has gone up and we can see that price is coming down. There's a minor zone around this point. There's a minor zone here. So if price is able to break below this part successfully, then we could have continuation. You understand? So I just feel what price did here was more or less like on touching this point, price tried to pull back a little. Then there could be a reversal back, you understand? If it comes back and breaks below this point successfully, we could have a continuation in that move, you understand? So, and that's what we are seeing. Based on this trend now, price has been coming down. And we can, if we are looking at it, you discover that it's more or less like price is respecting this trend. Let's see if I'm able to pick it from this part. Okay, so yes, it's still yet to get to where the trend is. You understand? Is it? Or even if we're going to be picking it from here, I feel based on the trend that we are seeing, price could come down. Although around this point is more or less like price is trying to move sideways to correct itself. But one of the two will surely happen. Either it breaks below or it reverses back. You understand? But one of the two will happen at the end of the day. One of the two will happen at the end of the day. But based on the trend, we could say yes, we are expecting it to go down. The trend has been showing us that price is going down. So we could say yes, price is going to go down based on what we are saying. Okay, so that's that on Euro CHF. Let's look at AED AED-JPY. So based on what we are seeing on AED-JPY, we'll look at it in a while now. Price has really gone up, gone down. AED-JPY. This is on our 1 hour time frame anyway. So these are the two zones we are seeing as of now. This is one, and this is the other one at this high point. But we also have the internal one that we are seeing here, because price has gone to this point, gone up to this point, and around where it is, there's another zone. It's more or less like price wants to push up. So if price is going to push up, let's just hold on for it to break above this part successfully. If it's able to break above this part successfully, then we could expect price to push up. But if it gets into this box and it gets rejected, we could have price coming back down. So one of the two is going to happen. All right, so I'll give us the opportunity to just drop two instruments. After that, we'll call it a day. Two instruments that you want me to look at. I'm waiting at the chat section. Just drop it for me. The first two that I see are the ones I'm going to respond to. The first two, that's what I'm going to respond to. Okay, I've seen one. GBP AUD, yes, one more remaining, just one more. CHF JPY, that's all. So CHF JPY, GBP AUD CHF JPY. You have it. GBP AUD, let's go. GBP AUD. GBP AUD, I'm on that too. So this is GBP AUD based on what we're seeing. Okay, yes. So on the daily time frame, we discovered that price actually went up and it's been dropping now. It's now dropping and it's close to a zone here. Based on what we're saying, it's close to this zone exactly. So for price to push to the downside, it has to break below this point. Now, this is on my daily time frame anyway. This is on my daily time frame. But if we look at it on 1 hour, is that what it's saying? Let's see. Okay, so yes, price might be having issues. This is on our 1 hour time frame too. For it to there are minor zones here too, and all these zones are some things that we need to look out for too. It has to break below this part successfully for us to know that yes, it's going down. This is on 1 hour because this point could be a strong point for it. If it respects this particular section, it could reverse back to the upside. You understand? So watch out for this point. If it's able to break below this point, then the next point we have is this point. Once it breaks below this point, we could have price pushing down. Okay, so the next instrument, which will be the last instrument that we're looking at, is CHF JPY. Let's see, CHF JPY. CHF JPY. And with us, please. CHF JPY. All right, so on CHF JPY now, we're looking at what price is doing. Let's see. Okay. The instrument is yet to fully load. Oh, yes, it's yet to fully load. Waiting for it to come up fully so that we can see what price is doing. All right. While this is coming up, okay, I know I'll just look at the next instrument because CHF JPY is not coming up fully the way I want to. Okay, it's up. It's up. Okay, now it's up. All right. So based on what we are seeing on CHF JPY, we discover that price of CHF JPY has actually gone up. Let's zoom out. You see it. It's been going up. It's gone up for a long time. Since February this year, price has been pushing up on CHF JPY. Price has been pushing up on CHF JPY. So are we expecting the same now? Let's see. This is on my 1 hour time frame now. Price has gone up, gotten to this particular high. So I just feel based on the trend, we're saying price is just expecting this high here. You understand? So we could have price being rejected around these points too. Price could pull back to this point. These are zones. You understand? Some of the zones we can see price could pull back to this point, and around this point to get rejected. Even around this point, there's a zone around this point. So one of the two, price could get rejected here or come down to this point. You understand? So if it gets to this point, price around that point, price could get what rejected back to the upside. So if you're going to follow, I'll pitch my tent with the particular trend is going with. It's pushing up. So, and we've always said it. I'll be an advocate of everything I've said. Trade, go with the trend. The trend should be your friend, not your enemy. You understand? So I prefer to go in that line of the trade. Okay. So thank you very much. Compliments of the season once again for those that are unable to trade on their own or are still learning how to trade. You can kindly speak with your account manager about copy trading that you want to try it, an opportunity that is being given to you to leverage on professional traders. You understand? Leverage on their trade once they buy or they sell on a particular trade. It also picks the same for you and you make profit like they are doing. You understand? Thank you very much. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye for now.